Welcome to another day of Ether Raids. We are taking on Ninin. Yeah, and this is pretty straightforward. Once we take out Bernadetta here, who will have Vantage if I let her go past turn 1. So, gotta take out Bernie and then, figure out the rest. It should be okay. Just gotta pick and choose my targets. This is in essence a shooting gallery since no one here has pass, warps, anything. Lin is the only one with any real range, and there's no Lin ring, so one by one and we will be done. Yeah, banners out, have not pulled, don't think I'm going to because, I don't know, I feel like they make these jug drill banners bad on purpose because going back as far as I can, every time there's a banner with these Selefs and co, it's typically not the greatest banner. It's typically, if Sigurd isn't on there, it's probably not going to be a great time. And that is really unfortunate. I feel like there's only one unit on the banner in itself. Julia with her, dragon effectiveness and damage stuff. Probably won't age well because of, Marth. Dual Marth and the neutralize effective damage. That won't really work well with what she has to offer. And then also Dual Marth is very, very common, very popular, and I don't think he's going to age too badly or too quickly rather, because Vantage is fantastic and all you have to do is stat buff him and he'll just keep doing that. So don't think Julia will have a place in the meta anytime soon. I mean, it's to be seen if she hits hard or hard enough. And then lastly, we have Larce, who is really just Ira. And I already have legendary Ira. So yeah, but I was saying that there's a blue, potential to have a blue version of that. There is something there, especially on defense, where you want to have a counter to something, let's say Elm. So I was talking about that, but I don't know. Let's see what the matchups hold. Someone will pull, and they'll let me know what's going on there. Also, I mean, I feel like the banners aren't too far enough apart for the stat distribution to actually impact the power of the defending unit in a positive way. I feel like we need a couple more months before we can start to get units that will actually just outspeed Elm and also just be strong enough to survive him on defense. So essentially it means that I still have a hole in my defense that I have yet to fill, and I'm going to keep trying to figure it out. Let's see. Well, next banner is what? Are we getting emblem, or is it mythic or legendary? I don't know, but yeah, next banner, we'll see what's on there, and probably something that I won't be able to use on defense, unfortunately. So gonna have to wait until May, June before anything crazy pops up, and that's already the summer months. I'm actually not, I was prepared for summer, but then I started playing Top Heroes, and I am no longer prepared for summer, unfortunately. Oh my god. So I might have to skip a few banners this summer, unfortunately. Well, I mean, I am saving a couple orbs here on this banner, so maybe that can translate. This is the first banner I've potentially skipped in a long, long time. Let's see if I hold true to my decision currently. Maybe something will change in the days to come while the banner is still active, I don't know, but this will be the first banner that I've skipped in a long time, which is great to have one to skip, but then also it's very unfortunate that it's genealogy, because I don't feel like that game gets enough representation, and it's probably for the best to have more units in your barracks from that particular game title. So I don't know, man. IS probably should have done a little bit better with making sure that these units were a bit more busted, but then that's relative in comparison to everything else that's currently in the meta. I really wonder if, Larce can even take out the snakes. I look at her kit, and I struggle with Ira to take out certain really tanky units. She's not the greatest melee nuke. She can do very well, but she fails often. So if Larce is just not able to do the basic taking out the snakes, then she's really no better than Ira, and really no point in pulling on the banner. Yeah, that's really what the bar is still beneath Hoggers, which is crazy and also good. Don't want the power creep to go power creepy for a little bit. Typically, it doesn't shoot up in the summer either. We usually get pretty safe banners, a lot of appeal, but typically pretty safe banners. Last meta summer unit we got was Summer Edelgard, and the last few summer banners have pretty much just been Omni tanks that faded out quickly, and then Golveg, who is still going because Golveg is fantastic. So yeah, not too worried about summer and anything meta being, unless they release some type of new effect like they did with Hrid. But I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, let's see what comes from that. It's definitely going to be, well, you know, everyone's been saying, me included, that it's going to be the latest batch of heroes characters, the helping hands in some capacity, alongside some other, I don't know, we've already done 3 houses, we've already done Engage, Jojo was recently, so I don't know, maybe Roy? Roy's game in summer? I don't know, that seems peculiar. Who would they really put on there? Can't be Lilina. Well, also, she just got an ult. What other... I don't know. I just feel like Roy's game needs some more love, so I don't know, let's see what happens there. Not that many options left to choose from. We've already done Fates, Corins, we've done Crown recently, so yeah, it's not Hector, and so it's definitely Roy that's left. So I don't know, man, let's see what happens there. Let's wrap this match up. Not much else going on. I've seen some people say that they really enjoy the new game mode, using their older units, but yeah, it's whatever for me. GG's, see you in the next one. Welcome to another day of Ether Raids. Yeah, we're gonna go into this match against I don't know, I wasn't paying attention there. The problem here is, well, I'm actually gonna just tell you what happened here. I made a huge mistake close to the end here that I completely forgot about. I completely forgot that I had to do a thing, and you'll see what I was talking about, or what I am talking about, as we get closer to the end. But in the meantime, let's just go over, or I'll just go over what the plan was for this particular defense, or to how to beat it. Basically, we're gonna wait until turn 3 for Camilla, because Camilla is OP. But that's not really the reason. The reason is that I needed more units in order to get the pots, make sure that I get the pots. So I just needed that extra bit of action economy that I would get out of the surprise secret unit. And then I'd use that to be able to get the pots and close the match out, because there really isn't anyone here that I could lock. Like, I could go right now on turn 1 and be able to take out the majority of the team, but I'd have to either tank Mirabilis or Nagi. And I don't like either of those options, because no one here can really tank a hit. Maybe Layla could tank a hit from Mirabilis, but the positioning would be awkward to make sure that she gets in front of Mirabilis. And then also, I'd have to put a unit in front. It would be difficult to box Mirabilis in to give her 2 options to choose from, so that then she would have to attack Layla. So I just decided to wait until turn 3. Also had to move back because Gris, you know, he can warp there, and then Dimitri's going to get the +1 movement, which is going to initiate the rally trap that is on Ether right here. She'll rally on Dimitri and then come down and try to bop something, which would be annoying. So we had to back up and give up some space, which works out because I do have the space available. Again, back row, leave it empty as possible. You need the space back there. But yeah, backing up is going to be the play here, since I'm not going to go on this turn. And then once Camilla pops out, we'll be able to go get all the pots and close everything out. So that was the plan. and you'll see what happens. You see the terrible mistake that I made. Well, it's not the worst thing in the world, but it is to me. But you'll see the mistake that I made a bit further down. I was also concerned about Tana getting her Gale Force off, because typically she misses it without Thor, which is kind of annoying. Like, if she initiates on this team and Thor isn't nearby, she won't get her Gale Force on the first combat, because Layla is usually hitting the flash effect, so she's not. So that means that Tana is not getting hit back to then trigger the Gale Force on the second hit, or Tana is one-shotting whoever she's initiating into, which is the other problem. So I'm gonna have to use a dance to get Tana to get her Gale Force off, but that's not the worst thing in the world. It's just, it means that Tana probably won't get her Gale Force off, and I'm just gonna have to live with it. But for this particular map, it's fine. It'll work out fine. Now, aside from that, I'm just going to let this play, because there really isn't that much to go over until the end when you'll see what happened. But pretty straightforward map. Yeah, not that much in terms of complications that could potentially happen, aside from the trap placements. But luckily, Layla's on the team, and we're going to be able to take advantage. Worst case scenario, we can bail ourselves out of those positions, and we have enough units that can have multiple actions to take advantage of landing on the wrong trap. So it's fine. Yeah, with that aside, what's going on? We have SDS coming up next week. I have zero intention of playing, but I think I want to at least get one win so I don't have to play a bajillion matches to keep my rank. I've actually noticed that a couple of people that normally play are actually just not playing because it's so toxic. It's not even toxic. It's, what is the word? Frustrating. I don't know which word accurately describes it, but it's really about the mobility and the fact that you don't really have a lot of time to set up your pieces and then, go. That is where the problem really stems from. You can literally get across the map in one turn, which is the worst that it's been. I mean, the Cav lines typically took some amount of setup, but Erica and stuff, Celica, Camilla in particular, because she hits so hard, yeah, it's a lot to deal with. And I think there aren't that many units in the game that properly deal with the Camilla problem. So yeah, I've seen a few people just not bother playing because they know that it's not going to be it's not enjoyable, man. It was already in a toxic game mode. You had to love it to play it, which I do. It's just, I feel like we don't have the right options to deal with everything that is currently going on in the meta. Aside from running Hardy Baron on everything or having Vantage and limited small percentage of the total units in the game can fit that description. So yeah, I don't think I'm going to put too much energy into it, even though I should probably still try to make 4 teams. Alright, but yeah, that's coming up next week. Aside from that, it's almost the end of the month. Can you believe we're in May? It's almost June. It's almost June. January just happened, like yesterday, and it's almost June. 6 months into the year. It's already half done. It's been I feel like I've been asleep half the time, but yeah. Next week, I think we should be getting closer to getting the banner, if I'm not mistaken. What day is it? The 18th? No, the week after, probably. Yeah, 2 weeks until we get the stuff for the banner that we're gonna get at the end of the month. Yeah, and then I don't know. Hopefully, I can skip that. I like the fact that I've been able to skip a banner for the first time in a long time, even though I'm probably gonna throw some orbs at it to see if I can get lucky and get something, but not too many. I like the idea that I don't have to pull what I'm going to just because it's gambling. So I'm gonna try to gamble with a few orbs, and then if I pick something up, if I get one of the units from that banner, then it'll be cool. But I'm not going all in. I've been enjoying using having a reason to use my Ascended Ishtar in Tempest Trials. I really kitted her out. The only thing I haven't given her yet is Time's Pulse Echo, which I think is her best Echo skill is, I mean, she's infantry. But that's the only thing that I haven't given her yet. And she pairs really well with the Dew. Again, that archetype of glass cannon nuke pairs really well with Fallen Dew, and I love it so much. Hopefully we get more units like him, or at least one more as we go forward. Not that the Dew will fall off, but it's good to have another option. Maybe green wouldn't be the worst thing, because there's always going to be a ton of red threats. But I really like what he's doing, just to keep those glass cannons safe. So I've been using Ishtar for Tempest Trials, and it's been a ton of fun just watching her go through and blow stuff up. She's been able to take out Ascended Ishtar. She's been able to take out the Julia that we've currently, I have Flare on her, and I think she's going to perform even better with the special that the new unit has. I forget what it's called, Ice Wall or something, just to give her some flat DR. But Flare is really because she gets the healing because it's Tempest Trials. Although I could probably give her like something like Lagu's Loyalty or something in her piece to like currently have Occultist Strike, because it just makes more damage good. But yeah, Ascended Ishtar, ton of fun. Partnered with the Dew, and I put Tiki in there because I was like, why not? And I forget who the other unit is. Alir, male Alir. Who I got off a YOLO summon. I just YOLO summoned him, so I don't know. I'll probably do something with those. I haven't even finished using the tickets yet for that banner, because I pulled without using the tickets when it came out. I was like, I can't bother to do this. I'm just gonna go summon, and I can use the tickets later since it's 2 sparks. So I don't know. I got a couple tickets. I'll probably use them to see what I can get at some point. I'm just sitting on them right now. But yeah, I feel good. Not summoning, I feel good. But then also I'm wasting all of that summoning money in another game, so it's kind of like defeating it's money that I would have still spent otherwise. I don't know. It's not that great. I should find something better to do with my money.
Message received.
But we're getting to the part here where you'll see the error in my ways and the mistake that I made here that's going to cost me to put some extra effort in on the final day. There you go. I decided to forego everything that I had planned up until this point to get the pots. I decided to take out the units without getting either of the pots, so now I'm going to have to play 2 matches on the last day, which sucks. I hate playing singles, and this was a complete brain fart for me. I forgot that Nagi was the last unit there, and I was very upset with myself, which is why I had to do this recording this way, because Alright, so here's our second match for the day. We're against Reaper this time, and it's going to be pretty straightforward. We got this is the most easy peasy OP team composition that I've come up with for a while now. I really don't have to do anything much aside from, it does take some amount of thinking. You really have to pick your targets properly, and then hopefully there's no firm Canto Stomp, which haven't really seen too much of that going around. But aside from that, it's GG's once you have Elm plus Lyn. Like I said, I don't even really need Cordelia here. She's just for the 5 hits, but I mean, if you can put out enough damage in 3, you really don't need the 5th hit. So you could probably go with someone that boosts damage. Do expect to see what's his face? Bakugo, Flame Dragon. Jesus, from that book with Leg Yarn. Man, I really can't remember his name, but I expect to see more effects that boost damage like that moving forward. Support effects that boost your damage output. Unfortunately, his wasn't like a flat percentage to give like an idea of how much it would be, but I don't remember it exactly, but it was a damage boost. Flame Tribe Muspel. There we go. Muspel. Not Flame Tribe Muspel, just Muspel. Was he Muspel? I think he was Muspel. Yeah, but hopefully we'll see some more units like that can just boost your damage output. Those are going to help Lynn age well in the future, because as her damage output is naturally just going to fall off over time, since what she does is scaling off of her speed and not the opponent's stats. So it is going to fall off over time. So she'll need a good partner for that to assist in that way. I expect we're going to get some type of drive support for damage output as well, because units with Assassin Strike are still hitting for 0. Assassin Strike or Cultist Strike are still hitting for 0 these days, which is insane, because the nature of those skills kind of are indicative that you're supposed to be able to do some amount of damage, because it's scaling off the foe's stat and not yours. So even if you have terrible offensive stats, you should still be able to do some amount of damage because of how bulky the opponent is. But nah, even with Assassin Strike and, you know, Occultist Strike, Speed Taker, I'm seeing units, well, not Speed Taker, I'm seeing units still hit for 0 these days, and that is frightening. So if we want to get more true damage, or to actually stack it all up, we're going to need some type of external support, because we're getting to the stage where there's just too much bulk on one unit. And we are also getting like external sources of flat DR as well, so it's only a matter of time that we get more true damage externally. We're getting like 7 and stuff from Sedith, but we're gonna need like a bigger bump. I don't know, give some type of percentage, 15, 20, and then we're gonna need to outsource some more damage moving forward, because it's just not enough sometimes. But that's where the game's going. That's why units like Duma, you just don't do well as saves. You just have them do the job to snipe the catapult, and that's about it. Damage is just insane at this point. I don't even think it makes sense to give us another arcane sword, because what is it even gonna do? You know, that's probably why they're holding off and putting one out, because there just isn't enough to put into an arcade sword at this point that would actually make it good. I mean, a lot of the dragon stones and the mage weapons have just been copy paste, and they're all just not that great. So I can understand why they've been holding off on giving us another arcane sword. Lance as well. I don't think we've gotten a lance in a while since Lewin, and we've just been getting like seasonal weapons. Johanna Lance was really dope. Maybe a sword version of that would be interesting, but I don't know, man. Johanna Lance still also had some weaknesses as well. It's just not quite there, but it's a really good inheritable just nonetheless. You see me here. This is just picking and choosing my target. This is a little bit complicated because Edelgard popped out of the secret circle, but she can't really get too far. I just gotta make a decision in terms of who to take out here and in what order. We have Layla here to help out, and you're gonna see Layla do some cleanup here on this turn. She is so good, especially with Elm. My god, she is so good. They're gonna have to do something to counter this guaranteed undefended, because it is very strong and particularly useful on units like Layla and Lynn. They're gonna need to do something to counter this, because this is easy peasy, man. This is this is so strong.
They will submit.
Anything else? I've been looking at some showcases with what's her face, Julia, and she gives me vibes of New Year's Asker, but just not quite there yet. She got that thickness going on for her, but it's just not quite enough. I have yet to see if she's able to take on Lynn, and I doubt she's going to be able to do so. Like, also, how would you set that up? Because you can't really give her... Well, she would need Hardy Bearing, but then far save, near save has to go there. So the fact that she doesn't have it built in... If she had that built in, we'd be cooking. That would be a unit right there. That Julia would actually be good if she had Hardy Baron built in.
Why wait?
But alas,
I'll do it.
If Lady Embla were
I don't know.
here,
I don't see her living all 5 hits, and
Why not?
yeah.
I see.
Well, at least I haven't seen it yet. Maybe you could build it up so that she has enough stat support to be able to do it, but I haven't seen it yet. That aside, she is looking really tanky. She's tanking melee hits, which is very good. Athos is able to do that, so it's very good that she is colorless and also able to do that. The first one, actually not the first, one of the better melee tanks that we've gotten since Athos. I see her aging okay, because of what she does. Although I do wish she was just a little bit more bulkier. And the Hardy Bearing thing, I think, would have sold the unit if she had that. But if we get some type of close counter seal at some point eventually, then I do see her becoming even better. But for now, yeah, she's not gonna really be swinging the meta, I don't think, because she's infantry. If she was a cav, should be,
素早く決めるわ。
if she was a cav. But because she's infantry, I feel like she's just missing just a little bit of threat. She's not threatening enough for me to even really consider running her. But she is good. That I will give her. She is very good. And the dragon effectiveness, I think she's going to be able to do enough damage that she won't age out like right away with the effective damage because of dragons and stuff. And also she was able to take out Rhea consistently, so there's that. That's actually really nice. And also I saw her like blowing up the New Year snakes as well, so there's that. So that's also good. But the problem is she can't run disarm trap, so
they will submit.
probably like for game modes for SD and stuff, but you have other options. You don't really have to use her. But she has, I don't know, man. She's all right. Let's see what we get on the other banners. Next month, summer 1 and 2. Can't wait for those. Those are typically good. But yeah, let's see what we get there. In terms of power scaling and stuff moving forward, I think we're gonna leave Neathhogger alive because I can't. This one, yeah, we're gonna leave Neathhogger alive. Yeah. What else? What's going on? Julia, pretty tanky. Special. I would love to put her special on Athos. If I'm ever able to get a copy, I probably want to fodder that and put it on Athos. Give it to Micaiah and then give it to Athos. Or maybe even rearmed Lilina or Sonya. Either one of those would be nice options as well. But that's just where my mind is on that. Nothing else is really coming to me. Maybe I should pull for it. I think it'll be... Well, then there's the momentum problem, which, it hasn't been in another unit since Sigurd, so... I don't know, maybe they'll do the same thing with this special since it's so good. But it's accessible to everyone, so I don't see why they would hold it off for too long on this Julia. It doesn't make sense. But, let's see what happens with that. We're heading into light season. Nerthus and Hell. Don't know why Hell is bonus, because what is she even doing in this meta? But Nerthus I can understand. I think we've gotten enough skills that she should be able to do well in this meta currently, with Nimble Beast, stuff like that. I think she should be able to do well. And I also see her, like, looking at the stage that we are in the game, I see Nerthus aging well because of the fact that she has a lot of ults or different versions to pick from in terms of what she could potentially do in the future. I don't think she's going to get the Freya treatment in terms of her refine and remix, or at least it won't be that bad. I think she'll be able to do stuff whenever she gets refined, because you're just going to put her stats to give her more stats first off, and then she has a few options to choose from in terms of additional flat damage reduction. So I think she'll age well. It's just a matter of whether or not the flat damage reduction will actually matter by the time that we get there. So Nerthouche is looking good, especially if we have her at plus 10 for the upcoming light season. She should be pretty nice in terms of, Gale Forcing if you want to do that with her, or just to have her as a melee nuke. She should be okay, because that reflective damage is never going to be bad. It's always going to age well, and especially if you pair it with some type of damage reduction piercing, that reflective damage is always going to be good. So we get that, but I don't really think I have a spot for her that I can put her on any of my teams, so I don't know, maybe I won't use her. I'm also concerned about the upcoming season where Julia will be bonus, because since I haven't pulled on the banner, I don't know who my bonus unit is going to be, so that's going to be annoying. Hopefully I don't have to use one of the, like, air. I don't want to use air, but I don't know, let's see what happens there. This match is done. Nothing else left for me to talk about. GG's. See you in the next one.